in astrology and how it has to do with the astrological planets and zodiac signs. Yes, baby. Anyway, we're going to be talking a little bit, like I said, about Sagittarius and Rootwork Holistic Astrology today, if you're interested in getting to know a little bit about that. But before we get into what that means personally for you, or if you're just coming to learn, first and foremost, my name is Crew, aka A Rainy Storm. All right. Yes, baby. My name is Crew, aka A Rainy Storm, and if you're here to transform, you've come to the right place. All right. If you are coming in for the first time, welcome to my humble abode. And if you are returning, what it is, what's up? How y'all doing? All right. We do have personal readings available, and they're back open. I was taking me a little break, little break off. You know what I mean? But we're back, and I also have downloaded cheat sheets, PDF files available as well too for this information if you would like to download. And I have Venus retrograde also. The full video is out for the start of Venus retrograde at March 1st, and it'll be talking a little bit about what Venus retrograde is going to look like personally for you, and how it personally for you pertaining to your rising sign, okay, and how you can actually move through this transit and what lessons and things like that you can learn. I also have extendeds available on that video as well too. So if you're looking to see personally what it is going to be doing in detail specifically for your rising sign, that's also available that you can go ahead and check out. But other than that, let's go ahead and hop right into it. Sagittarius and holistic rootwork astrology here. So let's talk about it. What is the energy of Sagittarius? You know, Sagittarius is ruled over, Jupiter actually rules over Sagittarius. This is where we talk about mutable fire. So it's always going and moving and twerking and working. Well, not really twerking and working, but you know, it is, if we had the minute details in communication, in a Gemini, Sagittarius is like the forest from the trees, right? It's the whole thing. It's the bird's eye view. You know what I mean? It's where we talk about knowledge and higher education. This is where we talk about long distance travel and learning new languages and foreign trade, foreign travel. You know, meeting people from other different places and cultures. You know, so when I look at holistic astrology and how it pertains to specifically Sagittarius, honestly, this comes from like having a worldly view. You know what I mean? So living in another country and learning about different herbs and different languages that have to do with the foods that you're cooking with, right? Learning how to cook and make other foods. And these are just examples, y'all, but just having more of like a world view than maybe in the place that you grew up in. Trying and experimenting with different things, spaces, sauces, and all that good stuff. What you want to do? You want to come up? Come on. Yes, boom, boom. Hello, booby. You can also see this energy that has to do with the liver. Jupiter, which rules over the liver, the expansion of the liver. Body parts, it has to do with the hips, the thighs, and static nerves. The planet that it governs, Jupiter that it governs, is the senses, and through the nerves as well too. I would say that the senses also has to do with Venusian energy, but this is just something that was listed on the information, or for the information that I'm learning this stuff from. You just want to be seen, don't you? Don't you? Look. Who is that? It's me, Boomy. There you go, boom, boom. Get your butt. Get your butt. Yeah. Get your butt. What you want to do, huh? Here's another one. This ain't no Boomy. This ain't no boom. Hi, baby. What's up, Puka? What's up? Get your butt. Okay. I haven't named them all that for those of you that's wondering. I just spend a lot of time with Boomy out of all 6 children, because Boomy comes to cuddle with me every day. This is probably the time. That's why the baby coming over here, because it's probably cuddle time. You're like, why are you not in the bed with me? I know, boom boom. I know, baby. But anyway, it's not about Boomy. It's about like, goodness. It's my Aquarius children. my Aquarius batch. I've had a Leo batch, and I've had a Aquarius batch, and a Pisces batch of kids. I know it sounds insane. This batch of kids, community of children here. Anyway, let's skip all that. We'll cut this out. Anyway, some of the diseases that we see here. Let me see that it's like over the 605. Some of the diseases that we see here are gout, rheumatism, and scatia. Ooh, don't get me saying all this stuff wrong. And accidents. Yeah, if I'm saying this right, this came from like an old text that I kind of got this information from. So some of the words I was like, what is this? What are we talking about here? Anyway, some of the characteristics that you can see is restlessness, accidents, and peculiar incidents as well. Because this mutable fire is always usually on the go, and it's always moving, and it's always shifting, and it's always changing, it's probably more prone to accidents. Especially if you have heavy Sagittarius energy, it's probably more prone to accidents than most of the other signs. Like how did you end up in this situation? Kind of like, how did you end up in this accident? Like, have you ever had like those friends, like every time you talk to them, I'm starting to feel like one of those people, but not necessarily on an accident. Well, maybe now, but they're like end up in something like, how did you end up in that? Or how did you get in that? Or how you get twisted in that? This is what you can see for the energy of Sagittarius here. Characteristics, I'm sorry. Did I not put the, I think I might have forgot I did forget the foods and herbs here, but let me go to Pisces, because Pisces is kind of matching those things with Jupiter energy. Okay, so some of the things that you can see here for plants that you can see is like vegetables, as far as like sage, leeks. You can see asparagus, you can see rhubarb, mints and fruits, strawberries. You can see flowers. It says daisy, but I don't know if Sagittarius would be considered necessarily as a daisy. For real. I can see Pisces as it, but not necessarily Sagittarius. Trees, lime, birch, mulberry, ash, oak. Herbs, you can see columphile, hyssop, red roses, and henbone is what you can see for Sagittarius. It's going to be the same thing for Pisces too, because it's Jupiter rules. But those are some of the things that you can see for Sagittarius here. Okay, and I just want to say this to kind of wrap it up before we move on to Capricorn. Dealing with expansion. I know sometimes when we think about Jupiter, we think Jupiter, which it can be, it's very much so optimistic. It's very much so, we talk about good luck and things that have to do with the roots and all these things, and it's great. But you can also see this energy of expansion sometimes. It can actually turn into a little bit more of overhaul. I know that sometimes people would say, there's not ever too much of a good thing, but sometimes there is too much things that can be over excessive, that can affect your health in ways that can honestly be irreversible. So, just keep in mind for those, like, maybe a little bit overindulgence. So, for example, if you are, I don't know, I'm trying to think of, like, it's not Pisces to the extent of escapism, but it can still be escapism in that way. So let's say you go to a party and you're just like drinking away, and you're like, okay, well, we're just having a good time for the sake of having a good time or whatever. But then you like black out drunk somewhere. You can barely get up. And I know some people will say, well, that's my definition of a good time. But if it's something that's always happening every time you come out, that piece of alcohol that you've had for the night can then turn into, from just having a good time to now you're like a raging alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, look to Libra. I mean, I know it's not your opposite sign, but look to Libra for balance in that, or Librian energy for balance. I mean, then I say that, and I'm like thinking about Libras, and I'm like, maybe not Libra. Just trying to find balance in those things. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that I feel like is supporting you in your expansion, something that is helping you and aiding you physically, since we're talking about the physical body and also the spiritual body, then I say all for it, gun ho. But if it's something that's like driving you into the ground and literally affecting your mental health in a negative way, that's where you have to start looking at things and be like, maybe it's something I might need to cut out, or maybe just kind of draw back from a wee bit. You feel me? So that's what I could say for this Sagittarian energy here for Rootwork Astrology. You already know what it is. It's a rainy storm checking in and checking out. All that information below in the description box. Please leave a comment, because I love when y'all leave comments down below if there's any input that you want to put on this particular video, or if you had experience in some of these areas, particularly that it has to do with your chart. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. We're going to be talking about Capricorn in holistic Rootwork Astrology. So you already know what it is. It's a rainy storm checking in, checking out, without a doubt. Deuces.